This is Sanjiv Saxena, who's heading sales for a company known as Grand Royal Group. And so, Sanjiv, can you give us a brief of your career so far?
Johan, my career started way back in 1981. So I've almost completed now 40 years of work in the corporate sector. Basically, I've worked in multinationals, companies like Brook Bond to begin with, and Unilever, which is now Unilever. And then I worked for companies like Smithkline Beecham, which sell products like Horlicks, and subsequently I worked for PepsiCo, which is, and of course, an international company. And now I'm here in Myanmar.
Sounds great. So, what skills does it take to market a product for a company like yours?
See, I have been in fast-moving consumer good companies all my career. Typically, it's about the product. Yeah, it's about the product first. That the product has to be good. It should be acceptable to the consumer. It should be satisfying a particular need of the consumer, right? But that's the product side of it. Selling and marketing products is a completely different ball game. One needs to be very, very skillful in this because you don't sell it yourself, right? You got to manage a team, and therefore it's very important to have the capability to understand how your team can perform well. And managing a team means you're supposed to be a leader, and you have to be able to make sure that every member in the team is doing what he or she is expected to do in the right manner. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to direct them, right? It's all about making them understand how well they can perform and what is the strength that they have, building on their strengths. It's about making sure that the people deliver and the results are seen in what they do. So it's all about managing teams. It's all about making sure that it's a cohesive team, a team that works well together. Yeah. And so it's about managing human beings, right? Managing their emotions, managing their capabilities, managing their skill sets that they bring in. So, in the selling side of it, basically what's required is that you got to make sure that the product is available for the consumer, right? And therefore, it's important that the distribution of the product is done very well. For that, you need to guide your team as to what form of distribution, what methodology has to be used, and how they should be able to then reach the product to the right locations from where the consumer picks it up. So that's one part of the skill set that's required. Okay. The other thing, of course, is that the product once made available, it's today in today's circumstances, the consumer doesn't spend too much time in the stores, right? So it's all about making sure that the product is visible, and so a particular skill set has to be taught to your team as to how do you make the product visible, which means top of mind when the consumer goes in is reminded of what he or she requires to buy, and the product is then picked up. So it's very, very critical that both the availability and the visibility of the product is managed well, right?
That sounds great. So, thank you for your advice. And I would like to know what guidance do you have students who are looking to pursue a career in marketing and managing and any profession which includes managing people?
Okay, so for students, I think it's very important to understand um, what is their liking, right? Today it's all about doing a job well. You have to be aligned and you have to know that from within you're capable of doing a particular role. Okay. Now, how do we get to know that? So, sales and marketing is all about meeting different people, right? Understanding the needs of the consumer. So, every individual who is wanting to make a career in this direction has to be able to first know that is he or she comfortable going out? Okay. Is he or she comfortable meeting different people? Are they capable of getting a conversation going and being able to convince the other person that you're talking to? And ultimately, as I said, if you believe that these are the strengths that a student has, and you get to know this while you are interacting with your own friends, in your own classrooms, the capability of being able to convince people in the right manner, being able to put your point forward in the right manner. Primarily, such people do succeed in the areas of sales and marketing. So, identify amongst yourself whether you have that particular outgoing capability where you are able to talk to people freely, communicate well. And this is not normally, I mean, it's not that somebody is born with this. You're able to inculcate it and you're able to develop this also. So if you like something which is going out and meeting people, then you have to work in that direction to be able to get there.
Okay. So thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you so much for your time. It was lovely having you.
Thank you. Thank you, Johan, and all the best.